I feel like I would know unless again, we've already talked about one, you have a compulsion to do comedy. You're starting to set off a lot of serial killer vibes here. I'm seeing you starring in the next season of what's that show? You? Yeah.
Uh,
Because I feel like that's what a serial killer would do. Again, it goes back to that guy who's stealing for the thrill. You're just watching, you're not even sexually aroused. You're just watching it for the thrill. Like this guy doesn't know. He has no idea what's going on the other side of the screen.
uh, God, I wish I was that crazy sometimes.
I don't
I
know.
might have a more fun home life.
Well, fun's a strong word. You'd have a lot more risky home life, I imagine. Like we'd be in the middle of this podcast interview right now, and that window right there, it would be like actually a closet, and you'd feel like to hear somebody hitting the door. I'm like, hey, what's that? What's that sound? Like, nothing. You didn't see anything. I'm like, what's your address again? You're like, Jesus Christ, no. Because that's how it has to be. Like, I feel like that keeping that thing below the surface has got to be 90% of what it's being a serial killer is about. It's just keeping that veil. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're sure, like you don't know.
God, oh, he's on to me. Damn
yeah. Yeah, this is a
it.
terrible decision for you. But luckily nobody
Yeah,
watches
no,
the
maybe this
podcast,
is
so
yeah. Maybe this is why serial killers don't do podcasts.
well, so all right, this is gonna get super nerdy for a second, but I'm into this theme now. If we think about it, as many podcasts exist and as many people who are serial killers that haven't been caught, there has to be serial killers doing podcasts, either as the content creator or as a guest. And we just don't know about it. So when it's going to inevitably, I think it's going to happen. Somebody's going to get caught, and then there's going to be the episodes of the podcast they're on, and whoever's podcast it is going to shoot through the roof because I'm listening for sure. I want to hear what this
Oh
crazy
yeah,
dude was doing before
absolutely.
this.
Well, that's just like, did you ever see the documentary "Don't Fuck with Cats"?
Yes, I did. Yeah, that's a great one, man. That's awesome.
Oh, that's exactly what my mind jumped to the moment you mentioned that. Like, you know what? I guess people are out there
You see,
doing weird shit on the internet.
yeah, that story in general was nuts. And like that dude was just asking to get caught left and right. I don't know what he was
Oh
thinking,
yeah,
but he's insane.
and yet
But
somehow it came down to a bunch of cat people on the internet to actually catch him.
well, that's where he started. Like, so he started with the what did he put him like in a vacuum bag, I think it was, and like suck the air out to like kill that cat. And so he started with the animal abuse, which again
Right.
just shows you how weird our people are on the internet or just in general, because you can show yourself murdering somebody on the line and we'll be like, whatever. And then, but if you show yourself murdering an animal, people are like, no, this guy, we have to find him. We're going to kill him. We're going to do everything we can to stop him. You know what I mean? And so he just started backwards. He should have like worked his way down. Like he killed a person first and then like, oh, well, whatever. We didn't know that guy. And then he'd come back and be like, fuck you. You killed an animal. We're coming for you. Like PETA gets involved, everybody, you know?
Oh yeah, it's almost like you got to do the whole serial killer progression backwards.
Yeah.
You got to
That's
start killing people on camera first, then you got to start wetting the bed and starting small fires. Then you graduate to killing animals.
that's the new serial killer. That's the millennial serial killer. You have to do everything backwards. But and so that's what I was thinking when you were saying that before, is that that's our William H. Gacy story, right? What like everybody loves to talk about how William H. Gacy used to dress up like a clown, like and do birthday parties and all
John
that crap, or
Gacy.
whatever. What? Oh yeah, I always
John
do that.
Gacy.
I always do that. William H. Macy is an actor. I always do that. That's freaking hilarious. Sorry about that, William H. Macy. You're great.
Although to be fair, I feel like William H. Macy would probably play an awesome serial killer.
True. It is very, very true. He has to have played one at one time. I don't know.
Oh, sure.
So yes, John Wayne Gacy. He always dressed up like a clown, or didn't always, but dressed up like a clown sometimes. So that's our version is going to be like he was doing all these podcasts, and like that's going to be the guy. It's going to be somebody like I forget the dude's name, but he does like How I Built This. It's like an entrepreneurial podcast. Like it's going to be him because he has like that really like podcasty voice and stuff. And they're like the whole time he's murdering people while interviewing the guests.
I don't know. I suspect what's her name? The host of Serial.
Oh, I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but I don't listen to it, so I don't know her name at all. Dude,
yeah, I don't have that obsession with like the true crime stuff. So everybody's all obsessed with Serial, and it's like, all right, I'm still gonna not listen to it.
Well, my girlfriend loves those the true crime stuff or whatever, but for me, man, like those bore me because it's always like a handful of things. They got emotional, did something stupid. They're super selfish and just wanted to do it or whatever, or they were trying to cover something up. Like it's always one of those very reasons.
yeah.
And I'm like, people are boring. Like that's why I like fiction serial killers, because they're far more interesting. You know what I mean? Like I'm waiting for them to feel like, where's the next Zodiac killer or something like that or whatever. And again,
Oh, yeah.
for anybody who's listening or happens to know somebody who was murdered by one of these people, I'm sorry for the crass nature in which we're discussing somebody who murdered your family. But like, that's the things that we're looking at is like, real killing is generally speaking emotional. It's crimes of passion or something like that. It's boring as crap. I don't care that this guy was mad that he was getting separated from his wife, so he killed himself and his kid or whatever. Like that's, again, that story happens every day. If I'm watching serial killers, I want somebody who's like, you know, Ed Gein, like those type of things. We don't have those anymore. H.H. Holmes,
Right.
like all that nonsense.
Oh God, H.H. Holmes, that was something completely different.
Yeah, he's out there, man.
Oh God, the Murder Hotel.
Yeah, that's what
Can you
money
imagine
and
the amount
craziness
of
gets you.
Yeah, that's the amount of work that it has to take to be that level of evil. It's almost impressive.
No, it's definitely
Terrifying, but impressive.
It's definitely impressive. It's just not something we should emulate. But that's what
Well,
tells
that
me.
level of dedication, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That's what tells me I can never be a serial killer, is because I'd get caught on the first crime scene for sure. Because I don't want to clean now. I'm certainly not going to want to clean blood. I'm like, I'm going to leave something behind. I'm like, dude, whatever. He's dead. Nobody's going to find it. And they're going to find it immediately. They're like, well, Brandon did it. I'm like, great. That was really lazy of me to get caught. I'll get caught just because I'm pure lazy. That's all.
Oh God. You know, I shed hair and I don't have the effort to go clean that up if I'm be leaving a crime scene. So, and I'm definitely not wearing a hairnet.
I mean, you could be the hairnet killer. That I'm into it. You have to have a name, and if you wear a hairnet, you got your name. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to send any letters to the police and stuff like that. Because that's the other thing too, man. Is if you don't kill the same people like all the time, they don't even know you're a serial. They don't even know you exist. Like the only way that they track serials and crimes in general is they see the same MO or whatever going on. If you're just killing randomly, they're never gonna find you. Like they may find you for one murder, but they're not gonna go, oh yeah. Did you kill all these other 30 people around the country in various ways of various races, sexes, and all this stuff? And you're like, oh yeah, that was me too.
And at that point, who's admitting to it?
Well, I mean, and so that's the other thing, right? Serial killers a lot of times want recognition for what they do. So at some point, that's why a lot of them do the stuff they do. That's how they end up getting caught, because they start playing that game of like nobody's seeing their work. Right. And so they start sending letters to mock them and stuff like that, you know, or they're insane. Like, what was his name? Summer of Sam guy. Crap. I don't remember his name, but the guy who was going around shooting like couples or with his pistol and stuff like that. And he said his neighbor's dog was Satan and was telling him to do it or something like that. Like the dude was just had tons of mental health problems. So I think that's the only situations again where you're getting caught is either, like I said, you have a mental health issue that is already going to make you devolve further until you can't hide anymore, or you want recognition for what you're doing and you start sending letters and mocking the cops and stuff like that. And then why? They don't even know you exist. Leave it alone. Why am I giving advice to serial killers right now? This is weird.
I don't know.
Really weird place here.
Let's really hope that the serial killers that listen to podcasts don't listen to this one.
Hey, I just want to know that I'm giving good advice. You know what I mean? Because you know, like people, the internet's great for like writing or yelling at you and saying you're doing things wrong. So what if that's like the note I get the serial killer now is pissed at me? He's like, that is not how we do it. How dare you talk about us?
You get a 1-star review on iTunes.
Yeah, I'm getting
this guy has
canceled.
No
by
idea what being a serial killer's like.
I'm getting canceled by the serial killer community. Like this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Don't let him talk about us. This is offensive. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
I kind of hope that happens. I'll wear that badge proudly until one of them murders me. Obviously, then that's bad. But I mean, whatever.
Well, hey, especially if you getting canceled by the serial killer community makes you go viral, then if one of them kills you, that just makes your podcast go more viral.
Yeah, that would be a really weird place to be in, because like, wait, first of all, there's a serial killer community. We thought these were just a bunch of random, lone wolf actors and everything like that, or bad actors. But like, No, there's a community that have like their version of Parler or something like that, and they're all out there trading tips and pictures and stuff like that. Like that has to be a thing, right? Like every other heinous community, white supremacy, pedophiles, they all have a community. Serial killers have to have something like that, right? There has to be on the dark web. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna take a guess here. I'll bet you it's called Ripper, RIPR, because every tech company has to take out some vowels.
Or eye ripper, they just add the I in front of it. Like, yeah. It's freaking great. Now I want to look into this. I want to but then if I start researching it, I'm going to pop up on FBI websites and or whatever, and I don't need that in my life either. So I'm going to get arrested for being curious, which happens. It's good.